Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Anna, and today I'm going to be talking about the books that I read in 2022. So, this past year I read 13 books, but I'm only going to be talking about 7 of them since most of the other ones were school books. Um, but this video will be mostly spoiler free. But if there are any spoilers, I'll give a warning ahead of time. Anyway, let's jump into it. So the first book I read last year was the first in a two-book series called Little White Lies by Jennifer Lynn Barnes. I originally wasn't looking for this book, but I saw it when I went to Barnes and Nobles one day, and I just picked it up because I thought the back looked interesting, and I ended up really enjoying it. So this book is about an 18-year-old girl who lives with her mom and works at a car shop, and one day her estranged grandmother shows up at her door out of the blue and offers her a whole bunch of money if she participates in this upcoming debutante season. Now, our main character Sawyer is unaware of the identity of her father because her mother ran away when she was younger and refused to talk about her life before. So she just refused to tell Sawyer who her dad was. So Sawyer accepts in the hopes that she can find out who her father was because she knows it's some person who is a part of this rich community. Along the way, she makes friends with her friends and her cousin, and she finds the identity of her father. I really liked this book. Some of the B plots felt a little unnecessary, and some of the lies felt convoluted or unnecessary, but the A plot of her finding her father was just so intriguing to me. I could not put this book down. Um, but I gave this book a solid 3.5 out of 5 or a 7 out of 10. I would really recommend this book to people who like other books by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, especially the Inheritance Game. I actually prefer this book um, over that series. I just didn't like that series as much. But I would also recommend this book to people who are into YA mystery.
So I just realized that I completely forgot to record this next section, but it was just going to be about the next book I read being Deadly Little Scandals and how it's about the same characters, just a different setting at a lake house, and that I really liked the book.
Still, I really recommend this book series to anyone who likes any other Jennifer Lynn Barnes books. Um, this book is so full of drama and so full of mystery, and I love it. But the romance in this book, it's a no from me. It is, ugh, I just can't stand it. And it's the same thing for the last book. I just don't like the love interest. Ugh, I don't know why. Um, but if you can stand a book that has at best romance, then you'll be fine. But if you can't, I would probably pass this series. Um, but apart from that, I rated this book a 4 out of 5 or an 8 out of 10. Book number 3 is It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. I love this book. I could go on and on. I could make a whole video about how much I love this book, and I might one day if y'all want me to. I know a lot of people don't like this book, and I understand some of their reasoning, but some people go as far as to say this is a bad book. I completely disagree with that notion. I think there is so much good in this book. But there is some heavy, heavy trigger warnings in this book for sexual abuse, sexual assault, and domestic abuse. This book follows the story of Lily, an aspiring florist who lives in Boston. She meets a man named Ryle, and no, Mia, it's not Riley, it's Ryle. I looked it up. Ryle is a neurosurgeon and is very flirty and forward with Lily. They begin to fall in love. Then Lily runs into her childhood love, like her first love. And she begins to feel conflicted because she still has feelings for this other guy named Atlas. Ryle becomes very jealous and does some things. I won't go into them in this video, one for spoilers, and two for the trigger warnings above or below or before the trigger warnings before. But this book broke me, y'all. I won't go into any details about what went on, like I said, for the trigger warnings and spoilers. But the end of this book, y'all, I just can't. But anyway, I love this book. I believe this book has a message that everyone needs to hear. Now, not everyone should or can read this book because it, like I said before, it's really heavy. It's a hard, dark book that heavy some heavy topics. But I really think that the message that this book carries with it is important enough that it's worth it for a lot of people. But I rated this book a 5 out of 5 or a 10 out of 10. Book number 4, Girl in Pieces by Kathleen Glasgow. I love this book, but heavy trigger warnings for self-harm, abuse, assault, addiction, mental illness, and psych wards and that kind of stuff. Even though all of that, like despite all of that, this book, I loved this book. I think it's such a heartfelt message that you can get better, and this story is just so captivating. This book is about our main character, Charlotte, or Char, who starts the book off in a psych ward or a mental hospital. She eventually gets back out into the real world, and she is trying to find her new path, get past who she was before, and try and just have a good life. She finds a place to live, a place to work, and a cute boy. This boy's name is Riley, but Riley is struggling himself. He is something else. He's also an addict. He takes advantage of her naive personality and puts her in harm's way, all for his benefit. Y'all, this book hurt. A super quick spoiler warning, but just skip ahead real quick if you don't want to know. At the end of this book, she attempts to take her life. After he cheated on her, after he hit her, and all crazy stuff happens. She is taken to the countryside to heal, and after she heads back, Riley performs a heartbreaking performance at a memorial for one of his former band members he played guitar with. And this song he performs is a song he wrote for her while he was in rehab about how he mistreated her and he wished he could go back and do differently. And he is such a horrible person throughout this whole book, but I don't know why. That one song made me I don't even care. I wanted her with him. But I think the author made a good decision and they did not get back together. And this book just broke me. It's so good. It's a longer book. It's 420 pages, which is long for me. But anyway, I gave this book a 10 out of 10. I will read anything Kathleen writes. Book number 4 and 5 are Reminders of Him and Heartbones, both by Colleen Hoover. The reason I put these two together, is that they like carry the same vibe and like the same emotion, and they're by the same author. So in my mind, they just fit together. Reminders of Him killed me. I was hit with a truck of emotion. I love Kenna and Ledger and Diem, and Kenna's story just, I could cry right now just thinking about it. I love it. Such a sweet book. Recommend it to everyone. Anyone. I don't care. You'll all love it. Heartbones was so good. Such a sweet summer romance that brought such a great summery vibe that I just dig so much. I loved Bea and I love Samson, and their relationship kept me reading. This book is so fun and it has such a strong message and such great emotion to it. I give both Reminders of Him and Heartbones 5 out of 5. Building quite the pile right there. Book number 6 is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. Ignore that my book is ripped. I don't know what happened, but it's ripped. So, yay. Anyway, we follow the story of a college grad student named Olive Smith, and one day she's like trying to convince her friend that she's like on a date with someone, so she just kisses the closest person, and that happens to be Professor Adam Carlson in the hallway. And so to cover it up, they decide to start fake dating, and of course they fall in love, and this book is super cute. I love this book. I think Adam, he's fine. He's so good. I love him. He is my book boyfriend. But this book is slow. Very slow. And I'm already a slow reader, even like a fast-paced book. So I don't do slow books. But I like this book. It kept me engaged enough. If you have a short attention span, maybe not the book for you. But if you love romance, go for it. I love this book. We love seeing women in STEM. We love seeing women do other things than be the damsel in distress. Good romance book, so 3.7 out of 5 or 7.5 out of 10. On to the last book, book number 7. The final book that I read last year. This book is the second book in a series. I don't think the series has a name, but besides that, this book is It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover. This book came out in October of last year. It is the sequel to It Ends With Us, and it is a continuation of the story of Atlas and Lily after everything that happened to Lily in the first book. And it's just kind of like how they deal with having love after everything that transpired. But if I'm being honest, y'all, I did not like this book. I like that it gave Lily and Atlas like a good, happy, lighter story that they could live, like that we could read, but I don't think it was worth it. I think she should have gone and written like a freestyle book that wasn't this. This book was never meant to be written. The B plot with Atlas seems forced, and it's just way too cheesy. Like, this book was never meant to be written. She admitted herself, before the book even starts, she says, and I quote, "After It Ends With Us gained momentum on TikTok, I was inundated with requests for more Lily and Atlas. And how could I possibly deny a community that has changed my life?" She wrote it because TikTok told her to. I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, I didn't like this book. I thought it was unnecessary. I give it a 5 out of 10. Alrighty, well, we have found ourselves at the end of the video. It's kind of sad to end on a low note, but just remember the high of some of the other books. So that is it for this video. Thank you so very much for watching. This video took me literally forever to make. So your support means so very much to me. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos. Comment down below if you have any ideas. I would love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Mwah! XOXO! Y'all, I just realized there were 8 books. I don't want to re-record everything. Anyway, thanks for watching. Have a good night.